Morning Show. I am Will Sutton. I am blessed. The Lord got me through the weekend and on into today, the first day of June. Woke me up, planted my feet on the floor, and got me over to our Black Talk radio station. And sitting next to me is Ro Brown.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
and
Good
right
morning.
across from me, behind the glass, as they say,
Woo-hoo.
Jared Rod. He's here, alert and awake, and on the case, on the case, on the case.
With a look that says, "You silly people."
Yeah, right. Oh boy. Well, it is 7:02 a.m. You got somewhere to be for 7:15. You got a few minutes, and maybe you want to make sure you grab your things and head on out the door. Of course, we don't want you to be one of the crazy drivers, and we know you're not. So make sure you stay in that non-crazy lane, so to speak, and get to where you're going, and make sure some other folks get where they are going as well. Well, Ro Brown, what do you think about that weather this morning?
Oh, well, right now it's good.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Who knows what it'll be in half hour. Looks a little, just looking out of the window there, a little more overcast than when I came in.
Yeah. Well, about 79 degrees, and got a feel like of 87.
Mm-hmm. It's been humid.
Yeah.
It's been humid.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Friday. I went to see the Tall Ships Friday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear about that.
And what made me think about it was that, two people needed medical assistance because of the heat within about 5 minutes of each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. On one of the ships, yeah.
Wow. Were you on that same ship, or were you?
I was on the same ship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The big one from Peru.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That one was nice.
Yeah.
And went on a smaller one from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice too.
Yeah. So as a old Navy guy, did it give you some flashes if I need to be on the ship again?
No. Now, let me preface this with, I was in the Navy for 4 years. I was never on a ship.
I know.
Because people just assume, you're in the Navy, everybody's on a ship. I was never. No.
Right. Yeah.
I never.
All kinds of roles.
Yeah.
All kinds of roles. All kinds of roles.
I wore a whole uniform once the last 3 years I was in.
No way.
Yeah. I was in 4 years.
Wow.
The last 3 years I was in, wore a whole uniform once.
Wow. All right. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So were there lots of people out there?
Yes. And this was Friday, so I'm sure there were even more on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, there were so many out on the weekend that people were complaining because there were so many people
Mm-hmm.
and that it was taking so long. It was like, well, aren't you one of them?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you there? Okay, it reminds me of the Yogi Berra line. What was it? Nobody goes to that restaurant anymore because it's too crowded.
Yeah.
That's
I get it. Oh, boy.
Yep, that's what that sounds like. Same kind of thing.
Yeah. So the tall ships and the mid-sized ships and all the ships are actually leaving later on today.
Yeah.
But I think there are one or two still open today. Do you think it's too late to go, or would you suggest going if you have time?
I don't think you can go. I think it's done. Yesterday was the last day, right?
I think there is at least one ship
Oh, yeah?
that is open today. So, but I'll confirm that. Make sure that folks know, because June 1 is the day of the departure.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
there
that's
was,
today.
yep. So there's a blessing of the ships at 8 a.m. At the moonwalk today before they leave.
So
And so I mean, it's
so you
I'm not
got
sure it's going to be quite the progression processional that they had when they were coming in,
yeah.
but according to their website, June 1, the ARA Libertad is open at 11 a.m.
Oh.
11 a.m. That's right.
And where is that from? Because there's a ship.
Bienville Wharf. Bienville Wharf. And there's another ship, the Legend, and they open at 9 for 1 hour.
For 1 hour. Okay.
1 hour.
All right. Are these in, like I said,
How long is this one?
there was one from Colombia and one from, folks, he doesn't know military time. That's why he has me looking over. Okay.
1600 is like, is that
1600 is 4 o'clock.
16 o'clock?
It's 4 o'clock. 4 p.m.
All right, so the ARA Libertad
So that's
is open from
11 to
11
4.
until 4.
Uh-huh.
11 a.m.
to
till
4.
4 p.m.
Yeah, 1600
So
is 4 o'clock.
that ship might be one of the last ones leaving.
Oh.
And the
Mhm.
Legend is open, pretty amazing, for 1 hour from 9 to 10, huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Well,
But it's worth-
900.
it's worth catching whatever you can catch. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And also, I mean, yeah, you want to go on it, but I mean, it's just it's really kind of just different and kind of awe-like to
Yeah.
see those things
Mm-hmm.
sail,
Mm-hmm.
to see it going up or down the river.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see those things move,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty impressive.
Huge sail.
It's pretty
boats.
impressive, And you got the crew people standing on the, it's pretty impressive.
Mm.
Pretty impressive.
Mm.
The Swedish boat that it went on, every sailor that I saw, one of them I talked to, and he told me they had a crew of 42, and it's a training vessel, is what it is, the Navy. I didn't see one male.
No way.
I didn't see, and granted, I mean, it was just several people, and maybe it's because they were doing the tour or whatever, but every person that I saw or talked to, they were all females.
Mm. All right.
And I didn't ask her how many,
Yeah.
I smelled the food, and I saw this gorgeous fruit and vegetables and all.
Mm-hmm.
It was small enough to where you could smell the cooking and all. I saw
Yeah.
one guy in there cooking.
Yeah. Right.
But-
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was neat.
All right. So if you want to see the last of the ships that are open, that's 11 a.m. for the one ship at Bienville Wharf, and then one other ship at the Bienville Wharf is the Legend, but for 1 short hour, 9 to 10 a.m. And the other ship is open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Hey, Luck, we're going to hear from Charles Phipps, Vice President from the Urban League of Louisiana, and our friend Cree Matlock from Power Coalition. In a bit, we're going to be looking at what happened on the end of the week, and that is the redistricting map, the 5-1, diluting black voting rights, getting rid of one majority black district down to 2, is now law. Governor Jeff Landry signed it into law, and this was after furious demonstrations, protests, calls, emails, and didn't change much. It just changed some lines of the districts, just a matter of which ones favor which Republicans, really. So
Which is why it was done in the first place.
Right. So we're going to talk with them about what happened, why it happened, and what next. So stay tuned for that conversation. And we also had some big news happen over the weekend. Everything doesn't happen on a weekday. North Sea CEO Larry Barabino resigned. And so he's been there for 7 years, and he's taken on a new role. And we're going to hear from Joni Hess from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com, who had that story pretty quickly on the weekend. Find out what happened there. There have been statements, but not anything like any news conference or anything, which doesn't often happen with a resignation, but sometimes an announcement about a new job. So we'll see about that. That'll be coming up as well. So we've got some more in store for you this morning. So please, please, please stay tuned to the Good Morning Show. You got somewhere to be at 7:15. You've got 3 minutes to be there. Take your time, pace yourself, make sure you get there in one piece. We will have time to take some calls today. You can talk about some of everything, but stay on topic when we got a segment because we want to make sure that these folks have the opportunity to get their words in. Ro Brown, what is that phone number if anybody does want to call in?
If you want to call, the number is 504-582-9422.
Yep. WBOK, 12:30 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about. All day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines. The 2026 hurricane season has officially begun, and while forecasters expect a less active than average season, experts say residents need to start preparing. Hurricane season runs through November 30th, with the most active time late August into October. The deadline to end the legislative session in Baton Rouge is just hours away as lawmakers are rushing through last-minute negotiations on major reforms. Lawmakers are set to meet this morning to discuss multiple topics. One new law that has already been signed by the governor is the Caleb Wilson Hazing Prevention Act. That measure redefines hazing, mandates annual prevention training, and strengthens penalties for student organizations involved in hazing. The legislation is named after Wilson, a Southern University student who was killed in 2025 after being punched in the chest with boxing gloves during an unsanctioned, off-campus fraternity hazing ritual. And Interstate 610 reopened this morning at 5 a.m. The weekend closure was part of a $9 million project to fix a large portion of the interstate. A historic weekend now in the books as the Sail 250 ships are preparing to sail away this morning. The event brought thousands from all over the state and country to our city to celebrate America's birthday along the riverfront. And that is a look
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, on demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Whether you've been in tune with us in 702, 704, 810, 12, or 715. It's 716 now. And if you're just tuning in, it's a good time to tune in because we've got more to the Good Morning Show between now and 9 a.m. when we make room for the front porch. We're going to be exploring a number of things, and coming up soon, we'll be talking to Cree Matlock and Charles Phipps about what the heck happened in Baton Rouge, where we are, where we're going, and what our congressional races look like now. And maybe that's going to be changed. There's some stuff going on in the courts. Who knows? So we'll be looking at that. There's so much more that happened in the legislature. And legislature is still in session, mind you. It is still in session. Scheduled
Supposed to end today, though, right?
Scheduled to end at 6 p.m. They could extend it to do some other things if they'd like. But on the last day of the scheduled spring session, that's when a lot of things get pushed into one bill or another and become law if legislators aren't watching.
Is push or sneak the right word?
Well, let's say that one term that some of the people inside the State House often use is snake items.
Snake item.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They kind of slither.
Moves like a snake.
Yeah, they
kind
kinda
of just
slither their way.
slithers in and gets
Yeah.
like a snake between a wall and that kind of thing. I got
you.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Snake items.
Find their way in one way or another. Oh, we didn't tell you about that? We're here to help you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
did
that's not the version that was on my desk.
Well,
Well, okay. Well, here's where we are. And we're about to call it for a vote. So we'll have to find out more about things like that are going on. One of the things that happened last week is the Louisiana legislature passed a bill dealing with prosecutor money funding from across the state of Louisiana. And the overall is that they need to spread the money to fund prosecutors more evenly. So they were looking at parishes and their loads, and they at this point have decided that Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office has too many prosecutors. And they would keep the amount of money, but share that money with East Baton Rouge Parish DA. And, yeah. And that there would be, some other parishes that would benefit. So DA Jason Williams would lose money to fund prosecutors that he has. So this is the 19th Judicial District Court in East Baton Rouge would get 16 new warrants, and the 22nd Judicial District, which is St. Tammany Parish and Washington Parish, would get another 14. Those districts currently have 55 warrants in the one district, 30 in the other. Orleans Parish has 83. So that would reduce the number in Orleans by 10, from 83 to 73. But that warrant, quote unquote, the warrant is actually a $50,000 allocation that the state gives to judicial districts to hire assistant DAs. So the warrant isn't what you might think of when there's like a warrant for somebody's arrest. That's the legislative budget language for having the money available to hire attorneys. So this passed the legislature on Sunday night, and Orleans folks were fighting against it, but it is moving along, and we're going to have to find out some more about what's going on there, because the argument is that there are other places that can better use these funds and these resources. But if you think about 10 assistant DAs, 10, not 2, 10,
Right.
that's a lot of work going somewhere, it would seem.
Yeah.
It would seem. So, yeah, so I'm real curious to hear more about that. We'll see what we can find out today and this week as soon as possible.
So the basis of the story is that New Orleans loses again
Absolutely.
in the state legislature. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the basic story.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's where that is. And like I said, we're going to try to find out some more about that one because I think we all need to know. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we are going to talk with Charles Phipps and Cree Matlock about this new congressional map. We have had 4-2 Republican Democrat previously. We have 4-2 map now, and now we're moving to a 5-1 again. All right, so we're going to talk with them and find out what the heck happened and why right after the break. Ro Brown, what is the number if somebody wants to call in?
504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Partly cloudy to mostly clear as we do start the day, but continuing the day, we're going to see a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly after 2 p.m. to about 8 p.m. for today. That's when the heaviest of it will arrive for us. This will be very isolated, but in the meantime, highs today, 86 to 95 degrees, feeling a lot warmer than that. Lows for tonight, 72 to 77. More daily chances for rain coming up. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday is Moving Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
Well, saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and it's 7:27 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 7:30. You got about 3 minutes, so I hope you're close, or perhaps you just sliding over to the other side of the bed, grabbing those slippers, grabbing that coffee, firing up that laptop, and say, "Boss, I'm at it," and you're ready to go. Ro Brown is here with me.
Good morning.
We're talking the talk.
He let me come again.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that you did.
Well, I'm on that overpass. Actually, under the overpass this morning. He let me come in. He still hasn't given me breakfast, so just want to let y'all know.
Come on now. I promised you last week. What did I tell you? I told you it won't be breakfast. It will be lunch.
Lunch. Okay.
If you want to settle for coffee,
okay,
we'll do that.
I'll take lunch.
I know you will.
I'll take lunch. I'll take lunch.
I know you will.
Coffee sounds really good right now.
See, Mr. 50 sitting there looking at us funny. See, I'm not usually here, okay?
All right.
I'm thinking about that coffee because I haven't had any this morning. That's what I'm thinking about.
All right. Well, good morning, folks. A lot of big things always going on. One of the biggest things happening in Louisiana is we've got the whole nation watching us. Post Louisiana v. Calais decision is central part of that decision based on our very own 6th congressional district. Majority black district, some say majority minority or opportunity district. And we fought to bring back some form of 4-2, Republican and Democrat. And that was successful. The governor, the same incumbent governor, said this is the right thing to do and got the legislature to do it. And now that's going away. So we're very happy to bring back to the show Cree Matlock from the Power Coalition. Good morning, Cree.
Good morning. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. And good morning, Charles Phipps. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show from the Urban League of Louisiana. There's a difference, though, because last time you were here, I don't believe you were vice president.
I don't think so, but it's good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. So both of you been pretty involved with what's been going on through the legislative process. So, Charles, can you give us the summary of how we got to the point where we are even looking at doing away with one of our 2 majority black districts? How'd that even come to be?
Yeah. So again, thank you and good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here. I've been thinking about how to answer that question because there isn't a short answer. This has actually been a 6-year process that we find ourselves in, culminating in now, as of last week, the conservative supermajority of Republicans voting on a 5-1 congressional map, meaning 5 Republican districts, 1 Democratic district. Just a few years after, to your point, enacting a map in a conservative supermajority where the Republican-led legislature drafted a 4-2 map. So when you think about that, just from a time perspective, the question about how we got here is very nuanced, right? And so the first thing is about sort of thinking about 2020 and the census, right? And sort of participating in the census, because when in 2020, that's when, after the census was completed, it was revealed that Louisiana represented 1/3 of the population, right? And so the argument then was that this is simple math, that the math, 1/3 of the population being black, should have accurate representation, accurate opportunities to choose representation, legislators of their choice in Congress. Pretty simple stuff. But then it took 2 years of fighting, 2 years of litigating before the Middle District of Louisiana said our current map, which was back then 5-1, was a violation of the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, right? And so it was at that time that the legislature was given an opportunity to redraw the maps. But they drew out that process like you wouldn't believe. It was like trying to get people to go to the doctor. It's like, you know this is good for you. You know you got to do it. But they just refused to do it until the very last moment. And it wasn't until the Allen v. Milligan case, which is an Alabama case, where the Supreme Court found a violation of the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. Very similar circumstances here. Again, a significant number of Black Alabamians representing the state, and they being owed a second minority Black district. And it wasn't until then when Louisiana automatically, found a conscience and decided to enact our current 4-2 map. So that's sort of a truncated, history of how we got here.
Yeah.
And then we started playing national politics, in which redistricting became the word of the day.
That's how we got here.
And our governor acquiescing to that request of the person in the White House. And so, we thought about, I'm an attorney, so I think about legal precedent a lot, right? And then, so precedent, if there's a law, you follow that law, right? If there's sort of a judicial ruling, you follow that ruling. And we thought after Milligan that the Supreme Court was actually going to follow its own precedent, right? Which is to say that the Voting Rights Act was paramount. The Voting Rights Act was something that needed to be protected. And then they decided not to vote on or rule in the Calais case. They decided to punt the ball to a new session. And that's when sort of the alarm bells went off. And then we find ourselves here where they've actually gutted it and made it virtually impossible for Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act to hold legislators around the country accountable. And Black voters, Black political power is now suffering for it around the country.
So, Cree, the Power Coalition is that stays up on all these kind of things. You all organized several opportunities for people to get to Baton Rouge and voice their concern, and some things in local communities as well. It seems, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems that Power Coalition and other organizations did a really good job of getting people out to voice their concerns, their opposition, to speak, to show up, to raise their voices. And it seems they just didn't listen. Was it a good thing to bring all those people out? Do you think it could have been worse if we didn't have all those people out?
That is a really great question. Yes, and thank you for laying the groundwork. Power Coalition role in all of this process was absolutely to educate voters and organize and mobilize. And it wasn't for nothing. It absolutely wasn't for nothing. When they see us show up and fight against, it's not easy. They could have been out of those committee rooms in 30 minutes, 10 minutes if we weren't there. It's important for our voice to be heard and that they know that they are not, the decision that they made does not reflect the citizens of Louisiana. So I'm excited. I'm glad that we got national attention of what's happening in Louisiana, and that it's going to be litigated because, again, this is self-interest, and it was shown throughout the multiple weeks that we mobilized and we filled those hallways, and they did not listen to us.
So, as I understand it, there's a new qualifying period for anyone who wants to be considered for becoming a member of Congress in one of the 6 districts. And this was a point, an argument. I'm sorry, 7. And there was an argument during all of this that there were people who already voted. Are those votes simply not going to count?
I think that's the fundamental question. And so, in addition to Cree's point about the hundreds of Louisianans who were simply ignored, right? Talking about hours of testimony, hundreds of people who filled the Capitol in opposition and were ignored about whether or not we should even have these maps. There's the issue of civic engagement and the constitutionally protected right to vote. And so, to your point, we're operating in a lie, in a fallacy. The whole reason that we're even able to entertain these maps is because the Secretary of State lied to the Louisiana people and said that we were in a state of emergency, which we are not. Mm-hmm. And so that triggered the governor's ability to even introduce these maps, right? And so the legality, the question then for a court to decide is what happens to at the time that we had the state of emergency issued, over 50,000 Louisianans had already voted. Mm-hmm. Currently, on May 16th, when we voted, thousands of Louisianans cast ballots. I cast a ballot for who I want to represent me in Congress. And the question becomes, is that vote simply going to be thrown away because the ballots weren't changed?
Right.
And so whether it's Representative Fields or it's Representative Carter or anyone that you wanted to vote for, they were on the ballot and people cast votes for them. And so the question becomes what happens to those votes. And as of right now, it feels as though those people are being disenfranchised. And that's fundamentally a constitutional error and a violation.
People have heard a lot about, and you know, how this affects the Voting Rights Act is the big thing to me. People have heard a lot about Section 2. Mm-hmm. Why is that important? And what is it? How does that factor into this? Because people kept talking about Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act.
Yeah, it's a great question. Section 2 is about choice. It's about ensuring that if you are a minority voice, and when I say minority, I'm not talking about race. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about whether I like a blue suit or you like a black suit, right? It's making it going down to just fundamental fairness, which is to say, if we participate in any election, who has the best suit? Who's the sharpest brother or sister in the room? And every time that I vote, my candidate could never win, irrespective of my participation. Mm-hmm. There's something fundamentally broken about that system, right? And then you layer on the historical precedent, right, mm-hmm. of the Gulf South, of Louisiana, in which, you know, Black, indigenous people have been absolutely oppressed and have never been given an opportunity to fully participate in the system. That's what Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act was meant to protect and to mitigate, which is to say, no, you have a right to pick representation of your choice. You have a right to vote in the way that you believe people represent your ideals, you know, your vision for the future. And so it was about ensuring that all Louisianans, all Americans could be protected and participate in the system.
Can I add to that?
Please.
I just want to add just a little bit to that, because as it relates to redistricting, Section 2 focused really around the vote dilution, and voting dilution basically occurs like, you know, with cracking and packing. The district lines are drawn in a way that weakens the voting strength of minority groups. So cracking, I know people heard these terms before, but I'm just going to simplify them. It's like cracking and splitting up a minority community across multiple districts. So if they are splitting districts in 3 different ways, purposefully, or packing, concentrating minority voters into one single district, exactly what we're doing with the new map of SB 121, that is, you know, why you heard so much around Section 2 in the Voting Rights Act as it relates to the Louisiana congressional maps.
And Creep, just making that point real for people, in the map, in SB 121, 60% of Democratic voters, of Black Democratic voters, are in one district, right? And so that's what she means when she's talking about packing, right? And in terms of cracking, as it relates to East Baton Rouge now makes up 15% of District 2. How are those individuals? 15% of the district. And so that's the cracking, right? They took East Baton Rouge and they took a little sliver of it, and then they packed it all together and said, here's a district, right? And so the question becomes, you know, how are you fundamentally able to represent all those people equitably? How are you fundamentally able to understand the needs, the rights, the desires of those people, right? And so that's why sort of cracking and packing, to Cree's point, is really a huge issue of the dilution of the Black political power.
So that's kind of the thing that happened with Memphis?
Oh, definitely.
right?
It's
Yeah.
definitely what's happening in Memphis.
Yeah.
It's happening around the country. It's happening around the country. And here's the dangerous part about what the Calais decision has done. This is not actually a Republican or Democratic issue. Both parties are now incentivized to dilute black political power around the country. Now, where you stand ideologically, you may think that's a good thing or a bad thing. But ultimately, what we believe at the Urban League of Louisiana is that the dilution of black political power is always a bad thing, because we have both the tools, the talent, the time, the treasure to be the masters of our own fate, right? To be the authors of our own destiny, and we should be doing that at every turn.
So this is law.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. It's not been enacted yet.
Yeah. But the governor signed it.
Yes, the governor did sign it. It is an act.
Yeah,
It's law.
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So the governor signed it. So it's law. But before the final passage and upon the governor's signature, there were lawsuits filed about this. Is there a chance that that's going to change anything with one lawsuit or another, Mr. Attorney?
I mean, at this point, it's you never know what the judiciary is going to do. I think that the arguments are sound, and I think the answer is to be determined.
Agree?
I agree.
What's your thinking on that?
I agree with that. I think for this fall election, it will be SB 121 will be the maps used. Candidates will qualify August 5th through 7th, and that's just around the corner. And the congressional election will be held November 3rd, utilizing this map.
So
okay.
So the congressional map as drawn up and by the legislature and approved by the governor will be the map for this year's congressional elections. Now,
Yes, and I just want to make sure also voters know that this congressional race was basically, they passed a bill during this legislative session to make it part of the open primaries, right? It was originally part of the closed primaries, but they changed the rules to make it part of the open primary so it can be on the November ballot with all the candidates listed. I just want everyone to know that the plan and the intent is also to change it back to the closed primary, again later. So it will not remain open. It will go back to closed.
Okay, so we won't have closed primaries this fall for congressional elections, but it's headed in the direction of going to a closed primary, as it had been for a short while, before we now have open.
So in other words, they're going
elections.
back and forth.
They're changing the rules
At their whim.
as they see fit.
At their whim,
Yeah.
at how it affects them. They're going back and forth, changing rules. That's what they're doing.
Yes, sir.
That's
And that's the point I want to make sure all voters know.
yeah.
Mhm.
You want to get rid of Bill Cassidy, you do it this time. Or whatever. Back and forth.
Mr. Brown, I'm so glad you said that about Senator Cassidy, because this whole remember I talked about that lie.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other lies is that our previous map racially discriminated against white people, and that the motivation for drawing said map, our 4-2 map, was race.
Mm-hmm.
There was hours of testimony, again, from the conservative supermajority, explicitly talking about incumbency and wanting to protect the Speaker of the House, wanting to protect Representative Scalia. I'm sorry, Scalise, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about conservatives in my brain, right?
That's Scalia.
and how this was a political decision. And that's really important because it makes the findings in Calais even more curious, because they just sort of ignored that point, right? This sort of overt, this is about politics and not about race, and sort of picked and choose which of the facts they wanted to highlight in order for their agenda. So I just wanted to say that for the people when talking about changing the rules, when you're talking about is the record clear, when you're talking about how this is an overt power grab, you need to understand that part of that power grab is you to be deceived, is for you to be confused. And what organizations like mine at the Urban League Louisiana, we're highly focused on. I know our colleagues at Power are also extremely focused on, is that we're going to educate you, we're going to organize you, and we're going to make sure that we're breaking through that noise, because there is a bright future and could be a bright future at the end of this tunnel, irrespective of what the maps say.
All right, so this one is law. To your knowledge, this is the last scheduled day of the legislative session. Is there another Voting Rights Act related item that maybe we should be aware of as the legislature closed that may or may not have impact on this year's elections? Cree?
So, yeah, I do think it is important that we are also aware that today the Senate will be voting on a bill, HB 906, that also goes back to polarizing us, which it gives political parties more authority over the nomination process of further shift towards a closed primary system. So basically, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm talking all over the place.
That's
basically, okay. It allows the Republican Party to choose whether or not they will allow no party voters to participate in the closed primaries election and system. Again, it is really, really complicated. I personally am very frustrated with all the election changes and confusion that's happening, whether it's a closed primary, open primary. Now we're going to shift this and change that. It brings voters so much confusion and making them not want to come out to the polls because they don't even know what's happening. And these are educated people, and they're so confused around the whole idea of when and what to vote. And that is intentional. I think it's very intentional how they're systematically making things complicated and confusing.
Oh, boy. Okay, so if you've got some time and interest, you might want to tune in to the Louisiana State Legislative sessions today. There'll be a lot of fast moves throughout the morning, afternoon, and into the early evening, scheduled to end at 6 p.m., and we'll see what happens from there.
They will be convening at 9 and 9:30. Yes.
9 and 9:30. Okay. All right. And so back to the lawsuits before we wrap it up. Which of these lawsuits do you think might have the most traction to not change things for this cycle, but to change things for later, for better or worse?
Yeah, again, I think that's a difficult question to answer, which is why I previously said that I have been and continue to be just so impressed by the brilliant lawyers that are advocating on behalf of the people of Louisiana, because the arguments are sound, and there are several, right? There are sort of voting rights allegations, there are procedural allegations, and so what I would say is to stay tuned, right? It really is a TBD, to be determined, as it relates to the impact of these cases. But make no mistake about it, the fight is definitely not over.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you, Cree Matlock. Thank you, Charles Phipps. Thank you for joining us on the Good Morning Show for a review of what happened. And we got a new map. We got a new set of elections qualifying August 5th, 6th, 7th, and a November 3rd election. So folks can watch this thing develop. Between now and then, there'll be people saying that they're considering running. They're definitely running, but they won't actually be a qualified candidate until August. Is that right?
Definitely. But I just want to say one critical thing. Please don't be a spectator.
Yes.
I don't want you watching anything.
Vote, people.
I want you to be participating. We need you to be participating like you have never participated before. That is the answer here.
Yeah.
Vote.
That is what's within our control. And again, the Urban League is here to partner with you, to work alongside you, to shoulder with you and throughout this process. Because it no doubt will be a process, but it's one that we can absolutely win.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining us here on the Good Morning Show. We appreciate it. Cree, if somebody wants to get in touch with you or the Power Coalition, find out what more education and other opportunities there are, how can they do that?
Please visit our website at powercoalition.org, or you can my contact information is also on our website. You can email me at cmatlock@powercoalition.org.
And Mr. Phipps, how can they contact you or the Urban League or Louisiana?
Yeah, so please visit our website at urbanleaguela.org. And we really look forward to partnering with you.
All right, very good.
Free, you got to come down.
I do. I'll be there soon.
All right. Well, very good, very good. All right, folks, so we're going to wrap up this segment and take a break. When we come back, we'll have some more things to share with you. And coming up soon, we're going to hear from Joni Hess from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com. Big development. Larry Barabino is stepping away from his job, a big resignation over the weekend, and moving on. So it looks like Madam Mayor is going to have the opportunity to fill that role and reshape NORD with her vision. So we'll hear something about that from Joni in just a few minutes. Ro, what's that phone number if anybody wants to call and weigh in?
Give us a call at 504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. And it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses. Just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out. In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store. Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, there's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see. Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him. A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and I'm here with Ro Brown.
Hello.
Oh, that was a nice summary education lesson about what's happened and why. And of course, that national thing really threw things off. But that's what El Presidente likes to do.
Yes.
Toss a little firebomb and say, let's blow this up and do something different.
Yep. Something different that benefits me.
Yes, indeed.
More importantly,
Indeed.
The latter part is what's most important.
Yeah. So, this is in our state, of course, looking at two opportunity districts, to minority districts, to majority black districts, has been good for us with Cleo Fields and Troy Carter, both experienced legislators and Louisiana figures and national figures, and losing one at this point is not good.
No.
But the fight will go on, and be really, really curious to see what happens along the way as we continue with the new map. But we look for decisions by the judiciary with the Calais plaintiffs who won the Calais case and said we have too much race being involved. So they too, they don't like the new map for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't like having 5-1.
Yeah. I mean, my thing, the only thing I don't, that I disagree with, I don't know if disagree is the right word, but it is about race.
It is.
This isn't about race. It's about politics. It is about race. Okay. I mean, it just is. And, we just need to accept that it is. Of course, there are a lot of people on the other side of this who, it's to their benefit to say race has nothing to do with it, but it does.
It does.
It has to. It can't.
Well,
it can't not have anything to do with race, quite frankly.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't see how you can look at these things and say it's colorblind or otherwise. So,
yeah. I mean, we have a Voting Rights Act because of race.
Yep. So we're gonna move on shortly. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we will hear from Joni Hess, and we'll be looking to take some calls as well. All right, so we're going to break, and this is Will Sutton with Ro Brown, and this is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. 3 people, including a child, are dead after a natural gas explosion destroyed an apartment building in Dallas. Here's the city's Black Mayor, Eric Johnson.
I want to encourage our entire city to come together and pray for all the people, all the families affected by this tragedy.
The blast leveled part of the Oak Cliff complex as crews responded. 2 black families are suing the U.S. government over a 1960s vaccine trial in D.C., alleging their infants were used without consent and later died. The lawsuit claims the experimental RSV research targeted low-income black families. And Will Smith's ex-wife, Cherie Zampino, is suing his former friend Bilal Salam over alleged defamatory remarks made during an online interview with Tasha K, saying false claims about her personal life caused humiliation. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown, and we've got all kinds of things continuing to happen, of course, day by day, week by week, and not just during the midweek business hours. So there was some news that broke over the weekend, and Zoni Hess, a reporter with the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com, is here to talk with us about what's happened with Nordsee. Good morning, Joni. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm doing well, just getting these kids together for the first day of camp.
All right. Yeah, I remember those days in the household of six, so I can imagine. Yeah, so... well, thank you for making some time, especially on short notice, to join us. But I was watching a number of things develop this weekend, and this one surprised me. But let me take you back to how did you find out about this, and when did you forget about publishing? When did you write your story about this?
Sure. I heard about it just from some people that I know that are closely affiliated with NORD. So I wrote the story. He submitted his resignation letter, his resignation email on Friday afternoon, and I found out about it, and I wrote a story about it the next day, maybe like that evening.
Okay. All right. And so bring our WBOK family of listeners up to date. The headline on your story says, NORD CEO Larry Barabino Jr. resigns after 7 years in office for new role at Housing Authority. So what has happened here? Why is Mr. Barabino resigning after 7 years?
Yeah, well, it's not uncommon for the leaders of major agencies to leave, to make an exit when there's a new administration in office. There was some speculation that, some kind of way he would have separated from NORD. Moreno has alluded to the fact, she's actually said that she was hoping for, part of her vision for NORD was to find a new director, a new leader of the NORD Foundation, which also the foundation raises money for NORD. So, there was some speculation that this may have been coming. And, I haven't been able to reach Mr. Barabino directly to ask, why at this time is he leaving? Did he feel like there was any conversations that he's having with Moreno? I don't know if that has happened. But he decided to leave, and now he'll be at Hano. We confirmed that yesterday, my colleague and I, Jonah Meadows. So, that's what we know right now.
Your story indicates that he may be leaving now, this month, but that he started the process of looking around some months ago. Is that right?
Yes. I obtained some emails earlier this year that showed that in January he was exploring new opportunities. He reached out to Hanno and wanted to know if there was any job opportunities become available to keep him informed. So he was looking, maybe the first week as soon as the new administration got in, that's when, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if he was looking last year or not, but that's what I know.
All right, and this new role is Senior Director of Community and Property Operations at Hanno?
Yes.
All right, and what is that? Any idea? I realize this is new. I realize this is new, but what's your sense of what Mr. Barabino will be doing in that role?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be, trying to create some new partnerships or expand some partnerships over there. He worked there before as a program coordinator. I know he was doing some work with. So as far as this job goes, I'm not exactly sure what he's going to be doing. I would love to learn more about it.
Sure.
And
okay.
I'm not exactly sure what the operational improvement. What does that mean? There's that'll be a question I would like to find out, to explore more. I want to know how that's gonna, what experience. I'm sure he has a lot to bring from Nord that he'll bring to Hanno. So it'll be interesting to see how he navigates those waters.
Well, Ms. Hess, this is Ro Brown. I was talking about writing a story because there have been some improvements with some of the baseball facilities of Nord. They've, actual improvements that they've really done. And I even talked to Larry Barabino about doing something, and he agreed to do it. And that was back in February, but I kept getting the idea that he wasn't going to be there. So we never really got together. So, that's how long that bit has been going on. Can you tell us how good or how bad Nord is at this point?
How good or how bad Nord is?
Nord is,
Nord has recently, their athletic participation has gone up. Those numbers have increased. It seems like they're doing well with people participating and whatnot, but the biggest issues are staffing. There's been, Barabino has said this, employees I've spoken with have said this. There's the pay is extremely, extremely low. I think just speaking with a lot of staffers, from off the record, that means they don't want me to actually say their names, but people have said that they are, they feel kind of like there's no direction at Nord. You know what I mean? There's no room for growth. So there's been some retention issues, trying to find lifeguards to keep the pools adequately staffed and open when the pools are supposed to be open. That has been a chronic issue each summer, and we see that every summer. The pools are never. It seems like the pools they close down, frequently, early and whatnot, or they're just not open when they said they're supposed to be open. There are some budgeting issues. There's been a long-held complaint that they need more money to do things. They manage over 160 facilities, parks, playgrounds, pools, and it's a lot to maintain. And some of these facilities have been criticized for just not being up to par. Having holes in the fields, being dangerous even to some of the athletes that practice on those fields. And there's been constant. They're investing a lot. Nord has received lots of investments over the years, but the question is, I'm finding is how are we maintaining these new investments? So that seems to be something, a problem that the new leader or whoever comes over will have to try to get a hold of.
Okay, so question about next steps with Nord C. I know this is developing. You may or may not know the next step. Will they be conducting a national search to find someone to succeed Mr. Barabino, or is there a different kind of process? Of course, there are many talented people in and around New Orleans. Any idea? Have they said anything about that?
Not publicly that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right.
So
go ahead.
From NORD, at least, yes.
All right. Well, we'll be watching for that, and I'm sure you will be keeping us informed.
So we don't have a front runner, at least, we're hearing
I'm
about
that
somebody.
There might be some people that are interested in the job at NORD. I'm hearing that there might be some people that are interested, but as far as the national search, that seems to be pretty common. It's happened in the past. It happened, when he was selected, there was a national search. So I'm pretty sure that might be the direction that goes in. The board. Actually, I'm sorry, I may have misspoken. I want to say some of the board members may have said they are going to engage in a national search for a new director. But we'll have to see how that goes for sure.
All right. Well, we'll be counting on you to bring us more news like this to update our community. Thank you for joining our WBOK family of listeners, especially on a busy, busy morning getting ready for camp and work.
Oh, yes. No worries.
Okay. All right. Back to mama duty
guys.
and reporting duty along the way. All right. Thanks so much, Joni Hess. If anybody wants to reach out to you, how can they contact you?
I am on Instagram, 15th Ward Joni, and my email is always open, joni.hess@theadvocate.com.
All righty. There you have it. All right. Thank you, Joni Hess, for talking with us this morning. It is 8:14 a.m. Lord's blessings, Joni. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We're going to go to the talk line. We've got a caller, Mr. Ryan. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Fabulous.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Rowe. Good morning, Will.
Good morning.
Well, I already said good morning to the engineer, so we skipped that twice too. He said you don't sound right. Call back in a little while. That's what he told me.
Well, here you are. What you got for us?
Not much. Let's see. I wrote a couple things down while listening. So we're supposed to be colorblind, but they're not. Also, I don't think they realize how nice we're being.
What do you mean by that? How nice we're being?
Yeah.
Are we being nice?
Yeah.
In what way?
Because we're nice fellas. We're professionals. But if you want to deal with my little cousins, my little.
We lost him.
Are you there, Ryan?
He went out. Couldn't make out what he was saying
Ryan.
near that. But yeah.
Ryan, are you
All right.
there?
I think he's gone.
All right. Well, we have you on here, we think, but we're gonna think that you're.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So you were saying because we're nice, but how does that?
Yeah, we're nice.
How does that have anything to do with the new map or how we're approaching this?
Well, because I guess we're being too nice and too subservient.
Oh, okay.
So people that are telling us to don't see color.
Yeah.
Who actually do see color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that behind our back. Anyway.
We're losing you again.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, Ryan. Lord's blessings. Have a great day. All right. Okay, we're going to go to the line, talk line. I'm Trees. Do I have that name right?
Yeah, that's it. You got me
Okay,
right.
I just want to make sure you're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
I'm all right. Listen, I'm gonna pick up. I'm on your boy that we keep missing and don't understand. I'm picking up what he putting down, but that's not what I called. I was calling to piggyback off the call. You can't hear me?
No. I hear you. I say it.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I wanted to piggyback off the young lady that was just talking about NORD.
Yes.
As I'm a person, I do dancing at NORD. I use the pools at Nord. I just dropped my son off at camp for Nord. And the staff is phenomenal, always is, and they all underappreciated and underpaid. And I just find that, like during the campaigns, all you hear from every politician is the things they're going to do for Nord. And then immediately, once everybody was elected and we had this deficit, the first thing they did was start cutting hours, from little bitty Nord. So I just want to say that. And also with this losing of Mr. Barabino, who has been a great public servant to this city. And I felt bad that people in the comments went straight to, they like to stereotype New Orleans, thinking it had to be something bad. Instead, it's just that was a man that has given his all, and now he's being replaced because, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, we want to try and take Nord down the route of these charter schools. They have now, we know, a nonprofit, 18 Ward out there that's trying to claim they can give all the best, activities to our kids better than Nord. And right now, I want you guys to know they're going to seem like they're giving the best customer service because they want to outshine Nord, and they're going to sabotage and underfund Nord to help them shine so that you guys could say, yeah, we want them to take over. They're doing a great job, but that's how we were with the charters, and look where we are now. Now they don't care about Woodby State because they're in complete power. That's just my opinion. It's nothing I know for fact. It's just a playbook. I just don't understand how we don't always get to see the playbook,
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, that
sounds good.
It is. Hey, you're an active user, participant with Nord. So I think
I have no complaints about the staff. They are wonderful.
I think you have standing to
that's
to
cool.
say
That's great. Yeah.
what you are sharing because a lot of us may have opinions, but frankly, when's the last time we've been to a playground? When's the last time we've been to swimming?
Yes.
When's the last time we put a
Treme,
child in?
I'm in Melanie. I'm in Uptown 2 and 3. I'm in Sanchez. Like, I'm in all of these facilities at least once a week, twice a week. Treme a few times a week. Melanie, camp. So I'm dealing with the pool. I'm dealing with other activities for my kid, for myself, for elderly people. And this is me as a participant, not as like a worker or a volunteer. This is me literally, enjoying the things that they offer that I feel could be much more if they weren't trying to, in my opinion, purposely underfund and sabotage so that they can give it to their nonprofit charter 18 Ward. I'm just calling it out.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Priest. I really appreciate your calling in. Lord's blessings. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you. You guys have a good rest of your morning.
All right. Thank you. Sounds like Miss Artrice has somebody in mind to replace Larry Barabino.
But has concerned about how that setup is looking now. And the official Nord C setup versus, in her words, the 18th Ward kind of approach.
Yeah.
So, interesting twist she added there is like, look at the charters.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
privatization.
Yeah. I hear you. All right. Well, we're going to be in conversation soon with our friends from Thibodaux from the film that is something that you're going to want to see. So we will have them in talking about Miss Christina Hill, talking about the Thibodauxville documentary. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that, and that will be coming up soon. Before we move to that and take a break, let's get Reverend Calhoun on. Good morning, Reverend Calhoun. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you,
Good
sir?
morning.
Quick thing. I want to look at this. Do you think there's actually an attack from the state government on New Orleans in terms of all these little judicial issues now that's coming up? And in every sense, in my mind, is that's trying to remove monies away from New Orleans to bring it to other areas. The other thing about Mr. Barabino, he has done a phenomenal job. He has brought that North Sea up to another level. So I don't know what the particulars are, and politics are politics, but I just think that we don't need to go outside of New Orleans. I think Mr. Barabino has demonstrated that we do have the talent in New Orleans to run our different agencies. So just wanted to make that clear. But I'm still looking at what's going on the national level.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know who's behind, or how do we find out who's giving Trump? We know that he don't have the mentality or the intelligence to come up with this stuff by himself. Somebody is feeding him what to do to move it forward. Is there any way, Will, to really come to an understanding of who's actually pushing these ideas out there? They stroke his ego with all this stupidity that he likes to do. But how can we find out who's really making the decisions on the directions that our federal government is going?
Well, there's been some reporting on that by national media, and one of the names is Stephen Miller. And there are others, but in government and not in government. And so good point. I think we'll work to bring you some of that this week.
When you look at the money that's being spent on Trump's, for lack of a better word, his craziness.
Well, it's if we know who wrote Project 2025, that's where it's coming from. That's the people it's coming from.
Who's pushing it, though?
But, they are. And because they are in the White House now. See, the Project 2025 people are in the White House now. And in my opinion, I mean, Donald Trump doesn't care about a lot of this stuff, okay? I mean, he never cared about it before. And that's why you never see him talk at length about any of these decisions, because he can't talk at length about them. I think the deal is, that he's the front guy for this. They're able to do this because he is the president. And, the deal is, in turn, we'll let you make as much money as you can make being president, which you're not supposed to do. But we'll let you make as much money as you can. And that's what he's doing. And that's the deal. I mean, if he wasn't in that position, they probably wouldn't be able to do what's being done. If he wasn't there, if it was any other conservative, if you want to call him a conservative, or somebody who was really into, they probably would balk at some of the stuff.
Well, we're going to have to go to break.
For him to bring money, for him to put money back into the Oath Boys and the Proud Boys and all that, because that $1.8 billion, in my opinion, was to go back to refinance the Klan and Oath Boys and all of that. But anyway, I hear your music, so I'm going to go.
I'm just going to lay two names.
That's some of the people.
I'm just going to lay two names on you. Kevin Roberts and James Beard. They're both with Louisiana connections. Mm-hmm. One's a native of Louisiana, Lafayette.
Yep.
And they were central to Project 2025. So let's start there. Mm-hmm. And then we can go on and talk about some of that this week. All right, Lord's blessings. Lord's blessings, Reverend Calhoun. Have a fabulous day. All right, we're going to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Thibodeauville documentary right here on WBOK. What's that phone number if anybody wants to call in the last half hour or so of the show on point with what we're talking about?
The number is 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines. The 2026 hurricane season has officially begun, and while forecasters expect a less active than average season, experts say residents need to start preparing. Hurricane season runs through November 30th, with the most active time late August into October. The deadline to end the legislative session in Baton Rouge is just hours away as lawmakers are rushing through last-minute negotiations on major reforms. Lawmakers are set to meet this morning to discuss multiple topics. One new law that has already been signed by the governor is the Caleb Wilson Hazing Prevention Act. That measure redefines hazing, mandates annual prevention training, and strengthens penalties for student organizations involved in hazing. The legislation is named after Wilson, a Southern University student who was killed in 2025 after being punched in the chest with boxing gloves during an unsanctioned off-campus fraternity hazing ritual. And Interstate 610 reopened this morning at 5 a.m. The weekend closure was part of a $9 million project to fix a large portion of the interstate. A historic weekend now in the books as the Sail 250 ships are preparing to sail away this morning. The event brought thousands from all over the state and country to our city to celebrate America's birthday along the riverfront. And that is a look.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Partly cloudy to mostly clear as we do start the day, but continuing the day, we're going to see a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly after 2 p.m. to about 8 p.m. for today. That's when the heaviest of it will arrive for us. This will be very isolated, but in the meantime, highs today, 86 to 95 degrees, feeling a lot warmer than that. Lows for tonight, 72 to 77. More daily chances for rain coming up. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another open enrollment update. Who do I have on the line today?
Hi, you're speaking with Vanessa Scott of BSG of Louisiana.
Can you tell us a little bit about what is open enrollment?
The open enrollment period is for Medicare members that want to change from one plan to another.
Why is open enrollment so important?
Because a lot of people missed out on the annual enrollment period, so they need to have a one-on-one review.
And if you have questions or concerns about your Medicare plans, what should you do?
You just pick up the phone, call 504-621-3687. We even come out to your house. Zero cost to them.
Get with BSG of Louisiana for your Medicare review.
For church groups, senior communities, or disability organizations, call 504-621-3687. We are an independent insurance agency providing information about Medicare-related insurance plans. We are not connected or endorsed by Medicare or the U.S. government.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton. It is 8:32 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8:30? Uh-oh. You're late. So just slow down. Make sure you take your time. Better to get there than to mean to get there and don't get there because something happened on the way. I'm here with Ro Brown, and we are fielding calls and talking about a number of things. We looked at the new redistricting map, talked about Mr. Larry Barabino leaving North Sea, and now we're going to talk about the Thibodeauville, a film by Christina Hill, because we have Christina Hill right here live in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fabulous. Welcome to WBOK.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Five rings of the bell. You must be important, Ms. Hill.
I hope so.
All right. So this is your first time to WBOK?
It is, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. But, of course, you know about WBOK. But maybe some of our WBOK family listeners might not know Christina Hill. So who your mama and them?
Well, my mom and them. I am originally from Thibodaux, Louisiana. So I grew up there and graduated from high school there, went on to Southern University as for my undergraduate education. Go Jags, yes. And then graduate school at Tulane University. And yeah, so, I think there's quite a lot of connection to the city of New Orleans in terms of our relationship with people from Thibodaux to New Orleans. And so I'm a first-time filmmaker and decided to do this documentary. The full name is Thibodeauville, the story of the Thibodaux Massacre, Race, Riot, and Resilience. And so that's my mom and them story.
All right. So if this is your first time doing this, what have you been doing with your life before you said, okay, I'm going to do it?
Well, I started off as a civil engineer, and I worked in that field for about 3 years. Came back to Louisiana when I went to Tulane, got an MBA from Tulane, then moved out to Los Angeles. I worked with the Walt Disney Company, Disney and ESPN, for a while. And I always tell people when you move out to Los Angeles, I think you get bitten by some sort of bug, either the acting bug, producing, writing, directing, what have you. And so that was when I really felt like I wanted to tell this story about the Thibodaux Massacre because it was a story that I had heard about, but more as sort of folklore and not fact. And as I started to learn more and recognize that this was an actual story that happened, I felt like it was important to tell it. And so that's sort of how I got to this place.
All right. Wonderful. Well, some of us know the story of the Thibodaux Massacre. Mm-hmm. Some of us know something about it.
Yes.
But maybe not as much as you and others know about it. For those in our listening audiences who maybe this is their first time hearing about it, or they hear the words Thibodaux Massacre but don't really know what that means, what was the Thibodaux Massacre?
Well, I think the way most people have heard about it is that in November of 1887, November 23rd specifically, a group of white deputized vigilantes went into homes and randomly killed sugarcane laborers. The laborers had been striking since the beginning of November for better pay, for actual pay, because very often they were paid in what you call plantation scrip, our paste board. And so they wanted to be actually paid in money, and then better work conditions, because the sugarcane labor process at the time was very dangerous. And so that's kind of the nuts and bolts that people may have heard about it. But surprisingly, a lot of people haven't heard about it at all. And the number of people who were ultimately killed as a result of what started off as a labor dispute and ended up as a massacre. You know, there are 8 official records of individuals who died, but there's a lot that remains unknown about the actual number. And so what people have always said is there were bodies dumped in a mass grave, and there's been a search to find where that mass grave is.
How do you do this, Ms. Hill? And by that, when I ask, how do you do this? How difficult is it for you to do something like this? Who do you talk to? Who, I mean, has somebody had stories passed down in Thibodaux and South Lafourche in the area there, whatever? It's, how do you do it?
So it started off for me, like I said, I had heard about it. I think I was like in 10th grade, and someone just mentioned it in passing. And where I grew up, I was very close to the sugar mill in Thibodaux. And so I always sort of envisioned that it happened somewhere near where I live, but that's not exactly the case. Ultimately, a gentleman who was a local journalist named John DeSantis wrote a book about the 1887 sugarcane labor strike and massacre. And initially I thought, okay, he's done the work and it's there, and that's the definitive story behind this massacre. And then as I first started talking to him, he's a white man, and he indicated that he thought it would be something good for me to explore as a Black woman who also grew up in the area. Mm-hmm. And so then I began talking to some folks that I knew who were descendants of those who were killed in the massacre. And they had some hesitation initially about talking to me. Some of them had expected to do their own works. Right. And I encouraged that. I encouraged them to continue, because I don't think that there's too many stories that can be told about the topic. But how you do it is, I think it starts with listening to people. And what I heard them saying was they didn't feel like their families or their voices were necessarily represented in the work that had been previously done. That there was sort of one angle that was taken, and there were some other ideas, or other angles that could be explored. Mm-hmm. And so we started doing that.
We're talking to Christina Hill, first-time filmmaker.
Yes.
Thibodauxville, the story of the Thibodaux massacre, race, riot, and resilience.
So, if you've never done a film before, how do you pick up and say, how do I do it? I'm going to do it, mm-hmm. But how do you pick up and say, who do I need to help?
Yeah, I've learned the process along the way. So I thought I would be doing a retelling of Mr. DeSantis's book. So I started by optioning his book. And then that happened in 2019. Then COVID hit. And so all of 2020, I pretty much did nothing. I just kind of sat on it because there wasn't much we could do. And then the start of 2021, one of my really good friends, Kim, pushed me to say, like, we have to do something with this. And so that's where we started. I assembled a team of producing partners. All of us happen to be members of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Hey. And we assembled that team and utilized the expertise of each of the women that were associated with the project, and found crew, found the folks that we wanted to interview, and we just started. And it's been a labor of love, and it's been a long process, but it's been a worthwhile process, because in March we announced that Mr. Wendell Pierce is now our narrator. Yes.
How'd you do that?
Man.
First time documentary, man. I mean, my goodness.
God is good. That's what I'll say. God is good. So, yeah, we've been learning the process as we go, and we're in post-production. We still need a few finishing funds, but I expect this to be done this year, yes.
No, really. Yes. I mean, Mr. Pierce, you may not know of my film credits because I have none. but but would really like you. I mean, really?
Yes, really. And when I say God is good, I'm not being facetious. I sent a message, I want to say it was 2022, maybe 2022, 2020. Yeah, 2022, I believe, because I didn't have anything. It might have been 21, actually. I didn't have anything. I sent a message, and I'm not encouraging anyone to do this, but I sent a message.
Yes, you are. Go on.
Like on Facebook Messenger. Hi, I'm Christina, and I'm doing this film, and I would really love for you to be a part of it. And he responded, and he was like, first, if you want to reach out to somebody, probably go through their agency, not like on Facebook. But he was like, write it, make it, and then I'll consider it. And he's like, if you don't have film experience, there are film students at Dillard, there are film students at UNO, but make it, and then I'll consider it. And so fast forward 4 or 5 years later, I said, okay, we did it. We made it. We followed up. And it just so happened we have friends of friends who know people, and they got in contact with him. And last year on my birthday, he reached back. It just totally a surprise. Happened on my birthday.
Gift.
Absolutely.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that,
He's amazing.
it's the kind of thing that he would want to be involved in,
And I knew
that doesn't blow me away.
I knew, everybody knows him from New Orleans,
Yep.
and he is definitely a native son, but he's more than just a native son of New Orleans. He's a native son of Louisiana. And I knew that he had family ties to the area. So, yeah.
Okay. So, where are you with post-production, and how soon can people see the film, and where are we with that process?
So right now we've been actively entering film festivals. We haven't gotten picked up in one yet, but hopefully that changes soon. We are at the stage of, it's about the legalities of it. Obviously, when you do a documentary, you have to pull in a lot of archival information. And so just wanting to make sure legally that we have all the appropriate rights and credits. And, lawyers cost a little bit of money. So that's where we are. And then once that's done, we'll do color and color correction and some more sound, and we'll be ready to go. But hopefully, like I said, we will get some distribution somewhere soon, either through a film festival route, or if there are independent folks out here who want to help us put it out there, we can definitely do that. But my expectation is before the end of the year, I'll be able to come back and tell you exactly where to find it.
All right. So can you move forward with this without the archival rights? Can people be able to see it before that, or not until?
No, I got to get the rights cleared.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to say I used something without their proper permission or without paying for it. Yes.
In my career, the best words that I heard about any work that I did, in my opinion, was, I didn't know that. What's the I didn't know that for you in making this?
I didn't know anything.
Oh, come on.
I didn't. I knew nothing. I can remember in July of 2021 is when we did our primary photography. So we sat down, we filmed the interviews. And at that point I thought, okay, we're done. Like you filmed all of the interviews. That's enough, right? And so much that I've learned about B-roll footage, so much that I've learned about like music and sound and how that carries a film, so much that I've learned about, again, the archival piece and the legal pieces of that.
Yeah, but what I'm asking about the story.
Oh, about the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so
something that you know that I never heard about that. I never heard about that this way.
So two things. I'll say one thing that's relevant, that's really relevant to New Orleans. One of the things that I learned was about Theodore Lawless, for example. So Dr. Theodore Lawless was actually born in Thibodaux. Most people know about either the Lawless Center at Dillard, or they know, there was Alfred Lawless High School here in New Orleans. And so most people think about the connection between the country, as they, refer to Thibodaux, and New Orleans being folks left New Orleans and maybe migrated into the suburban areas of Louisiana. And in many cases, particularly cases like the Thibodaux massacre, it actually happened the opposite way. A lot of families started out in Thibodaux and in a lot of the rural areas. And because of instances like this, they escaped for their lives and came into the city of New Orleans. And so that was one of the revelations about that family that I didn't know before this.
And you're from Thibodaux.
And I'm from Thibodaux.
Right.
Yes.
So, I think that's an important thing for us to acknowledge sometimes. Right? We may have heard the same story over and over and over again, but somebody put some work into it, researches it, and it's like, I didn't know that.
Right.
So.
Another very popular family here in New Orleans, the Rhodes family as well. They have connections back to Thibodaux.
Exactly.
As well. So these are things that I think we are closer and related literally, but figuratively than we think. And so New Orleans is my favorite American city. I love this city, and I know many people from Thibodaux who I sure would say the same. And so there is a very intimate relationship there.
All right. Well, we're wrapping up conversation with Christina Hill, talking about Thibodaux Ville documentary that's in post-production.
Yes.
And that this is going to be come to life and come to a venue near you soon.
Yes.
Because we got confidence that all the archival rights and everything will go along just fine.
Yes.
And that will be available. If people want to find out more about this film or this production, perhaps they can help.
Yes.
How can they reach you or find out about the film?
Okay, well, the first thing you can do is search if you go to Google, you just do the @ Thibodauxville. It's spelled THIBODEAUXVILLE film, FILM. If you do that search, you should see our Instagram page, our Facebook page, as well as our website. And we are fiscally sponsored, by the Southern Documentary Fund. And so you can go there and make donations. If you make donations in the amount of $250 or more, there are tax benefits for that. And so if you go to our website and just send us a message, you can also buy Thibodauxville merchandise to help support the production of the film.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, Christina Hill. And I will take the opportunity to let you know that I was birthed by a Delta.
That's okay.
But I'm married to an AKA.
See, you got it right. No, we love everybody in the D9, everyone.
And she's celebrating her 50th.
Oh, congratulations,
so
Golden.
All the things. All the gold
as
things.
She should.
Yeah. Right.
As she should.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the rest of the post-production and getting it out there. Very important story for us to be aware of, and thank you for adding some additional layers so we know more.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. I'm Will Sutton, and here is Ro Brown. We're going to wrap it up for the day in less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
Because we're going to make way for the front porch. We're going to bring you a couple more things before we get out of here, and hope you will stay tuned. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about. All day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. and it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses, just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out.
In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store.
Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, there's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see.
Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him.
A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5 amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's off the top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Louisiana has one of the highest incarceration rates in the world when adjusted per capita, not to mention its dubious distinction of locking up a higher percentage of its residents than any other state in the entire country. As if not satisfied with that sorry record of infamy, here comes Governor Jeff Landry, our lord of lock 'em up and throw away the key, with a $798 million corrections budget proposal to add even more beds at the state penitentiaries to imprison even more residents. Now that's an $82 million increase for the correction budget, while at the same time slicing the education budget by $165 million. This makes as much sense as tits on a chicken. Critics opine that it would make far more sense to use that revenue on education and mental health programs. Moreover, it would be less expensive. Here's the breakdown on that. It's costing about $23,000 to $30,000 a year in Louisiana to incarcerate someone, compared to roughly $15,000 a year to educate a student K through 12. Sadly, state taxpayers are spending around $10,000 to $15,000 more a year to keep someone locked up than they spend on a child's public education. And ironically, it's the governor who's adding to prison overcrowding via his harsh so-called prison reform policies. The number of prisoners paroled during Landry's tenure has declined to its lowest in 20 years. Critics say it's because parole decisions are not made by the parole board anymore, but are being made according to computerized algorithms. You know, there's an old saying about programming computers: garbage in, garbage out. My message to the governor and his supermajority conservative GOP allies in the legislature is stop treating people like garbage, damn it. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts-Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On.
Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on.
Right here on WBOK 1230 AM and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to all day long.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It is 8:56 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 9. You got 4 minutes, and that means we have less than that. So I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown. We're going right to the line. Ken, good morning. You're on with Ro Brown and Will Sutton. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Will Sutton. Good morning, Mr. Brown. How are you? Thank you for what both of you all do very quickly. I know you have only fleeting moments to go. About what the governor is doing, I had a comment in terms of, well, he's doing everything he shouldn't be doing, but in terms of jail, well, that's 12 years of money. He's trying to get 30 or 40, not to mention the amount of money he's getting and his friends are getting back in contracts. And yes, I said it. I said that about him. That's one. Two, what he's doing with the DA's office is he's trying to cement the state attorney general's office. As you all both know, I'm down there every day now, in my practice. And the state AG is there. So he's like, well, we got 20 state AGs there, 15 state AGs. We're going to take 10 positions away. See, the state is already, we're filling out for you guys. We giving you guys some lawyers already, and they taking away 2 judges for you. Know it. He's going to want to put ad hocs down there for that. But the answer, and I'm pleasantly encouraged, given the last election, is for us to do 3 things: register, participate by voting, and then educate ourselves when we're going to the polls in high numbers. This last election, we turned out numbers that we otherwise would not have turned out, and that is sending a message, yeah, you can get away with it for right now, but we ain't going to leave that for long. That being said, thank you, gentlemen, and I'll give somebody else a crack at the next 2 minutes. Talk to y'all soon, and thank you.
All right.
Thank
wonderful,
you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Ken. Lord's blessings. Have a good day. Wonderful insight. All right. Well, we're going to have to wrap up and get out of here. I want to say congratulations to Keith Thomas, elected Zulu King yesterday in the Zulu elections. And, of course, there were a number of characters with the election. This was a tight one with Mr. Thomas and Cedric Richmond. And Keith got 259 machine votes and 91 absentee votes. And Mr. Richmond got 248 machine votes and 51 absentee. Not enough to overcome Mr. Thomas. So Keith Thomas, congratulations, the winner by 51 votes.
Was that an open or closed primary?
This was for Zulu King 2027. For those of you who may not remember, Keith Thomas is the band director at JFK, John F. Kennedy High School in New Orleans. All right.
My alma mater.
All right. So we're going to get out of here. Time for Kimba in the front porch. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about. Oh.